Hi, welcome. My name is Trine Weiss Mikkelsen. I'm so glad that you filled in the email, that you pressed play, that you followed the system so that I get to share with you a piece of my personal practice today and hopefully in the future share many more things with you. I have been on a journey for the last 17 years, ever since I was diagnosed with endometriosis. A journey to try and find ways where I could support myself and heal myself that was natural and non-intrusive. Through my life and having endometriosis, when I started to plan for a family, I did run up against infertility like many of us do. And through that process too, this has been very, very helpful to me. When I did finally become pregnant and had my daughter, being a new mom, even though it was something that I very much wanted, still had me come up against all the things that new moms come up against. And once again, this practice has helped me a lot. And I hear that once menopause come around, this too will be very helpful, and I'm still to experience that. And I'll let you know when I get to it. But for now, I'm just really grateful to be able to share with you today and in the future some of all the tools that I've been collecting for over such a huge amount of time, like a third of my life. And I want you to get started right away. I don't want you to spend lots and lots of time Googling and trying to find, puzzles, pieces to a puzzle that can seem overwhelming at times, especially if you're not feeling well. Before we start, actually, I want to make sure that you have pen and paper and maybe even crayons, because at the end of this breathing practice that I'll share with you, I want you to have the option and the opportunity to write down any insight, any messages, things that you want to remember. If you're already someone who has a practice of having a journal, that's amazing. This will be very easy for you. And otherwise, I encourage you to start. If you're someone who loves to draw and you see images and you want to draw out whatever comes forth, I want you to go nuts and draw. So also, I want to make sure that you're comfortable. If you have a sweater, if you easily get cold, sometimes when we sit still we get cold easily, I want you to maybe have a pillow to sit on, or your perfect chair, or have your bed ready, or if you're going to do this standing, to have the space all laid out. Find that place and all the tools that you'll need so that once we get started, you have everything you need. So for now, take a moment, press pause if you need to, and go get your things. If you have everything, then before we start, I also want to acknowledge the fact that I, for one, has been the one who ran up against this idea that in order for me to have any sort of personal practice for myself, whether it was writing or drawing or meditating or breathing or doing yoga, reflecting, going for a walk, that it was something that I needed to have lots of time, like an hour every day, and it just isn't true. And the thing is that it didn't work for me. Like, I had these great ideas, like in the evening, that I would set the alarm for like getting up, at 6 o'clock the next day to have an hour before, the family wakes up. That's a great idea in the evening, but once the alarm goes off the next morning, it's a terrible idea. And usually it didn't work, and I would be hard on myself. And I would always try and carve out this perfect time and this perfect spot, with having everything be perfect. Well, that kind of control just didn't do me any good. And I had to really find ways to weave in my personal practice and my way of healing and caring for myself in my day-to-day. And I feel that even though today it's a good 25 minutes, it's long. You don't have to do that. I just want to give you everything today so you have a sense of, the full length of a practice. But once you've done it a few times, have it on your phone, listen to it as you drive. You can do it in the car, you can do it under the shower, you can do it while you poop on the toilet. That's a perfect time, especially if you're allowed to do it with your door closed, which is not always the case. I try and fit it in as I walk my daughter to school, and I just feel the feet on the earth as I walk and I breathe. Or sometimes at the end of the day, when the house is finally calm and, the emails have been done, I do a little bit of a longer practice, but it doesn't always work that way. The important thing I find is that you do it consistently every day, even just for 5-10 minutes. That's when you're going to see the real big change That's more important than trying to carve up, an hour a week where you're uninterrupted. Because you know what? Let's be realistic. Life doesn't always happen that way. Yeah, I think that's an important piece. So, making sure you're integrating it into your day-to-day routine. You have everything, and in my case, I'm leaving the dishes undone in the kitchen right now. The laundry is still in the dryer. I'm pretty sure that whatever's in my inbox, it can last and wait, for another half hour. And I really encourage you to do the same ever so often. Just let everything be, order in for dinner, let work wait. And just give yourself 10 minutes. And you know what I realized? The world still stands after, even though I let go for a moment. So if you have everything, you're comfortable, then there's nothing more stopping us from going ahead. Okay, do you feel ready? Let's do it. Now close your eyes. And find your way into feeling relaxed and comfortable. So take a moment to see if you feel comfortable. If there's anything you need to do, bringing in a pillow underneath or behind your back, doing any movement to sort of settle into your body. You're going to be standing or sitting or lying still for the next 20 minutes. So prepare your body to settle in. Closing the eyes and just allowing the outside world to fall away. You might hear sounds around you. There might still be some fleeting thoughts about what you were doing before and what you have to do after this video. Allow it all to fall away. Give yourself this time. If you're standing, feel into your feet. Ground yourself down onto Mother Earth, allowing her to come up and meet you, support you. If you're sitting down or lying down, feel into the surface underneath you, either through your sit bones, through the back of your body. Again, sinking into Mother Earth, allowing her to come up, meet you, and hold you. Then bringing your awareness to your breath. And simply just allowing yourself to follow your breath. Just getting familiar with it. Like visiting an old friend. Don't try and change it or alter it. Just swing with the breath back and forth. Breathing in and breathing out. And once you're connected to your breath, you can start playing with it. Starting a little dance. So next time as you breathe in, allowing yourself to lift up with the breath. Lifting up through the top of your head, lifting up tall, creating lots of space in your body. Coming tall and long. And as you breathe out, sink into that space. Relax into the space that's created. Ground yourself down. Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out, grounding down. And then take a minute to expand your awareness into your body as a whole. How are you feeling as we start? Where are you holding tension? Where do you feel soreness? Where do you already feel relaxed and present? And as you become familiar with your body, move your awareness to your mind. Simply, without judgment, observing your mind for a minute. What's happening? What thoughts are filling your mind? And then finally, bring your awareness to your heart, to your emotions, your feelings. How are you feeling right now? Is there a sense of stress and urgency and unsettledness? Is there a sense of sadness, irritation even? A sense of being reluctant to settle in? Maybe my voice is annoying you, or a sound in the room. Or maybe you're feeling happy from a nice experience that happened today. It's all good. This is just a moment to become aware. So you know, as we enter into this journey together, where you are physically, emotionally, and mentally. Bringing your awareness back to the breath. Breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, relaxing down. And bring one hand to your chest. And let that hand help you bring awareness to the top part of your lungs. As you're breathing up, lifting your hand, allowing the breath to move all the way up under your collarbones. Feeling the hand rise and fall with your chest. Activating the top part of your lungs. And then bring the other hand to your abdomen, to your belly. Lengthening your breath down deep into your belly. This time feeling the hand on your belly moving back and forth as your abdomen expands in and out. And usually this sense of motion and breath in the front of our body, we're pretty used to and aware of. But the lungs take out as much space in the back of our body as it does the front. So placing your hands on the back, your low back, sort of with a thumb around the side. Being aware of how your side, your low back, also moves as you breathe. So breathing in, feeling the hands moving out, breathing out, coming back in. Breathing deep into your low back, up to your sides. And allowing that awareness to move up the back of your body. The shoulder blades moving back and forth as you breathe. Notice how you breathe all around. And as you breathe, how your body slowly begins to melt away any tension. Simply by you focusing on breathing in and breathing out. At the end of each inhalation, watch how your breath naturally flows into the next exhalation without any effort. You simply just follow along. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing fully like this, what happens in your body is that it's massaging all your tissues. And it's releasing the tension that's been held. It brings oxygen to all your organs and helps the circulation, creating optimal health. It also lowers your stress response, bringing your stress down. Breathing deeply and calmly like this, it's telling your body that everything is safe. And that supports your immune system. And as all the systems calm down, there's a clarity that happens in your mind. You're able to think more clearly and be less overwhelmed. All of this helps your body. And what you'll find is that slowly, whatever chronic pains you're holding in your body, your mind, or your emotions will melt away too. Now bringing your awareness to your abdominal area again. And I want you to start using your imagination to feel and see as you're breathing in, you're directing that breath all the way down to your uterus, into the area of your uterus, the pelvic area. And again, if you've had a hysterectomy, simply just bring the breath down to where the uterus was. Imagine that the air you're breathing is flowing directly to this area. Breathing in and breathing out. Settling yourself in to the area of your uterus, or where it used to be. Relaxing into this space. If we have been struggling with a lot of pain, have gone through surgery or even birth, it can take a little time. We can get very disconnected to this area, to sink back in. So allowing yourself the time to slowly come back into this space. Simply breathing in and breathing out. Expanding the pelvic area. As you breathe in, relaxing into it, settling into it as you breathe out. Feeling how each exhalation is allowing you to release any stale energy or air that might be sitting in this area, making room for new, fresh energy. And enjoy a sense of peace that you might feel, that's sort of coming in because you're nourishing the area completely, increasing the function of uterus and the pelvic area, bringing in circulation, breath by breath by breath. Staying with it, breathing in and breathing out. As you're bringing your attention and your full breath to this uterine area, you might start noticing sensations. It might be tensions or discomfort or even fear that starts coming forward into your awareness. If at any point that these sensations become overwhelming, too much to hold, just simply allowing yourself to bring your awareness back to your breath, just following your breath, moving in and out, stepping away a little bit. And whenever it feels safe again to move closer and continue the exploration, allow yourself to do so. Know that it's not your breath in itself that's bringing all this discomfort forward, but the breath is allowing you to step in and to release, releasing any emotions that might be sitting in this area that you've held there. As you bring attention to them, and bring them forth, you can heal them and release them whenever you feel ready to do so. You might even feel like crying, and that's okay too. Allow yourself to do so. Let your tears flow while you simply continue to breathe in and out, holding those tears, holding whatever comes forth. Crying is a really important way to release any energy or emotions. Anything that might have been bottling up inside of you for years. You might even feel the need to yawn a lot. That often happens, yawning. And again, this is just the body's way of releasing energy, so just allow the yawnings to come. Breathing in and breathing out. Continue to breathe and observe whatever is coming up without any judgment, any need to fix it or try and understand it. You don't have to identify with it. You just want to be with it. You just keep returning to your breath, permitting yourself to feel fully and be present with whatever is coming forth. Accept that this is how you feel right now, today. And if ever this starts feeling overwhelming, that you at any point have the power to let it go if you choose to do so. I want to tell you a little bit about this area. Just keeping your eyes closed. Keep breathing into it. Our uterus is an area in our body that holds the energy of some of our core beliefs around sexuality, creativity, relationships to ourselves and everybody around us. It also holds our beliefs around what it really means to be a woman. If any of these beliefs to you, or any of these experiences around motherhood or femininity, about our feminine power, relationships, your creative freedom, your sexual pleasure, if any of this is really hard for you to be present with and it's uncomfortable, chances are that this is the place that you buried them, in this uterine pelvic area. And they're part of the reason that you might feel blocked here or pain. So this breathing practice is helping them move to the surface, so you have a chance to get to know them, to become aware of them. And you can use this breath to transform them, to let go of beliefs which no longer nourish you or sustain you, and that might not even be true of you anymore. They might just be there as blockages holding you back. This is your chance to open up, to release, and to allow yourself to step into who you are today. And if who you are today is a need to sit with these, digest, let them flow. Let the tears flow, the emotions flow. You might be menstruating, letting the blood flow. Then do so. Continue breathing out whatever old beliefs and energy that has shaped you. Whatever old beliefs and energies that's causing pain, fears or limitations. Just breathe them out. Breathe them into Mother Earth. And then you inhale new possibilities, beauty, a sense of freedom to be who you are, to really step into your nature. every exhale, feel all your fear and confusion just empty out. And every inhalation, breathe in love, health, and power. Your feminine power, whatever that looks like to you. And imagine that whatever this area, your uterine area, needs in order to heal and feel powerful and creative, whatever it needs, imagine as you breathe in that comes to you. That sense of healing light pours into this area with every breath you take in. And any energy that you want to let go of, to deeply release out of your body, out of your home, out of your life, just let it go into the earth. Breathing in new energy and light, nurture, and awareness. Breathing out any old energy that you no longer need in your body, in your home, in your life. What does it feel like to have this sense of a greater freedom and support and safety in your uterus area? What does that feel like? And what feelings come forth as you breathe into your power as a woman, your core? And with every full breath that you inhale, ask yourself, what would it feel like to breathe in life fully? What would it feel like in all of life to breathe in more fully? In all the aspects. And what would it feel like as you breathe in more fully to begin to practice truly receiving in all areas of your life? Allowing yourself to receive compliments without shying back. Allow yourself to receive help from a friend or a spouse. Allowing yourself time to do something like this every day or every week. Imagining slowly sticking your feet into this pool that flows endlessly through your life. This pool of love and abundance. What would it feel like to step into it? Immerse yourself in it. Sink into it and take it in. Allowing complete love and abundance in your life. Allowing this creative area of your body, which creates babies, but also everything else in your life. A business idea, a novel, a painting, cooking, whatever makes you feel alive and creative. Allow it to flow out. Release. Keep breathing into this area of your uterus, or where your uterus was, until you feel completely nourished. Now in the beginning, when you start this practice, this might take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes or an hour. But as you do it more and more, it will become more and more easy. And like I mentioned in the beginning, please don't stop yourself by wanting to make it perfect, about feeling that you need an hour or two, in a perfect environment to do this. Really, doing this as much as you can, just for 10 or 5 minutes on a regular basis, makes a much bigger change than if you pull out an hour or two once a week or every 2 weeks. It's the consistency of doing it in the shower, in the bed, before you wake up, while you're driving your kids to school. You know, whenever you can feel your feet on the ground, close your eyes and breathe. Just allowing yourself to start taking imperfect steps today. Now prepare yourself to coming back into the room. You can do this by just feeling the floor, the chair, or the bed underneath you. Hear the sounds around you. Take another deep breath, letting it out with a sigh. Start moving your hands, your feet, coming back into the room. If you're lying down, coming over to one side, slowly lifting up to sitting. If you're standing, come down to sitting. And like I said in the beginning, if you have a pen and paper by your side or crayons, this is your time to write down any insights that came, any messages that you want to hold on to. I encourage you to keep doing this and keeping a journal, because you'll then see that all the messages and the transformations that happens, you have them down. We tend to forget where we came from and where we're going. And this will give you a beautiful way to follow. And we'll go back when you think that nothing's changing and I'm all the same. It gives you a chance to go back and see that that is just not true. Or if images of beautiful metaphors came forth that you want to draw out, draw them out. Draw what you saw, what you felt. Whatever that might be, again with no judgment. And if you do this, I'm telling you, you will see magical transformation. But I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to start this process yourself. And I encourage you to share as you move along with me, with everybody. Sharing, I find, is so important as we do this sort of work of healing. Being able to be witnessed, to know that, other women are out there going through the same process, some of the same worries and fears and pains, and the same breakthroughs and the same insights. I find is a big part of the healing, that we know that we're not alone. So I really do encourage you to share underneath in the comments. Tell us what happened. Let us follow you as you go through this over the next few months. See what happens. I always try and encourage people to commit to doing this for 3 months, just 5-10 minutes a day, and then see what happens. And share with us, not just at the end of it, but as you go along. Share the days where it just seems super hard. Share the days where it's like really fun, where you found a new way of doing it or a new place to do it. And let us hear it. Let us share in your fun. Either in an email. I'm always open for questions and support, so please don't feel shy to email me, or on the Facebook page so everyone can see, or on the comments below. All the information is below for ways for us to connect. So with all that being said and done, congratulations for taking the time. I'm very proud of you for taking this moment to yourself. And have fun with it. More than anything, have fun. Getting closer to ourselves and healing can seem like a lot of work sometimes, but trust me, if we look at it in a little bit of humor, we take it in small pieces, we share it with each other, and that we are really compassionate to ourselves and each other. Know that we're still, children learning to walk when it comes to this sort of work. It makes it a lot more fun and easier, rather than hitting ourselves over the head with not doing it right. There's no right way. This is really just all about connecting back here. So, thank you. Namaste. Can't wait to hear all your stories. And hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.